points a finger like a slap. Tell him step off. I'm doing the hump. The Humpty.
What day is it, Mike?
Yeah. Now that I told y'all a little bit about myself, let me tell you a little bit about this dance. It's real easy to do. Oh, check it out. First I limped to the side like my leg was broken. Shaking and twitching out like I was smoking. Crazy, whack, funky. People say you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. That's alright, cause my body's in motion. It's supposed to look like a fit or a convulsion. Anyone can play this game. This is my dance, y'all. Humpty Hump's my name. No two people will do it the same. You got it down when you appear to be in pain. Humping, funkin', jumping, gig around, shaking your rump. And when a doodle jump punk points a finger like a stunt, tell him step off. I'm doing the hump. The Humpty dance is our dance. Come on.
Guess what day it is? 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 Anybody? Uh-oh. Huh? Hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me.
I do the Humpty Hump. Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Hey, I do the Humpty Hump.
It's hump day.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Huh? Uh-oh. Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Listen, guess what today is?
It's hump day. It's hump day.
How happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? I'd say happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Get happy.
Well, we're about to see what the buzz around the league is all about here. Is it going to be just hype or will it be reality? We will find out here soon enough, along with the fans in this arena and the people watching at home.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, Powell is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Doncic in at the two-guard spot. And Paul gets it to go in. Chris Paul, future Hall of Famer, so many individual achievements. No rings to this point. Has missed some big games because of injuries. Where is he in the landscape of that discussion?
I mean, unquestionably future Hall of Famer. One of the 7, 8 best point guards ever. There's no question. I do think the playoff resume matters a little bit, and I think the reality is he's 5'11". Like, he can list himself as 6'1", but he's a 5'11" guy, and it's really, really hard to build a championship team around a small guy. We've only really seen Isaiah Thomas in the modern era since the merger. He's the only guy we've seen be the focal point of a championship team. And Isaiah he's probably 6'1", maybe 6'2". It's just hard. It's hard to build your entire team around a short guy in a league with giant guys.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now, here's Barea. He had 10 points in the win against Washington. Dallas moving the ball around. Hardaway kicks to Barea. Just 5 to shoot to the right side. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Doncic, no good. For Houston, they've gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And Fareed with the basket on the assist by Harden.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Boy, the aggressiveness in the paint from Porzingis, putting the onus on the officials to make a call. You've got to make them decision makers.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And high quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
First one drops. Bill, we've seen the NBA take steps to amend the draft lottery. Any further changes that you might recommend?
The biggest thing I would do is I just don't think you should be able to finish in the top 3 2 years in a row. I think there has to be some sort of schmuck insurance for the rest of the league. I'm fine rewarding the one bad season, but when you're just continuously bad, the year that Cleveland, when they won the lottery 3 out of 4 years, I just thought that was a travesty.
Just didn't feel right.
No, it's just wrong. There's 30 teams in the league, and you have a team that really blows the LeBron James era and just surrounds him with the wrong people, and he leaves, and then really can't stay out of its way for the next couple of years, and they just keep getting the #1 pick. I don't agree with that. I think that's bad. I also thought it was bad that Philly was able to get #3 and #1 in back-to-back years, and it's bad that the Celtics were able to get the 3rd pick and then the 1st pick.
Right.
So that would be the one thing I would do. I don't think it should. I don't think you should be able to successfully fail for multiple years.
Both good from the line that time.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Well, we see a de-emphasis of the mid-range shot opportunities in today's NBA, but Porzingis excels in that area.
Now, here's Capella. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Memphis. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Harden outside.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Bill, Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check. As Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC. Cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Chalk up 2 there.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Porzingis, coming off a stellar performance against Washington. Pass to Doncic from the arc. The Rockets pull it in. Gotta keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
Dallas shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
The first one falls.
Well, this is a decent free throw shooter, and where Powell could help himself is getting to the line a little bit more.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Fareed. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Rockets leading by 5. Kicks it out to Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Let's take a moment now to check out the top scorers around the league. James Harden, number 1, and, of course, Porzingis.
Anytime these two guys are on the floor at the same time, you're just waiting for one of them to go off, if not both of them.
Hardaway passes to Barea. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Eric Gordon.
Well, this is a quick and decisive offensive player who's not afraid of contact. Love Tim Hardaway Jr. accepting the contact.
For Dallas, they have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line. Always a spirited debate, Bill, around the NBA. Which team was the best ever? I know you have an opinion on a lot of this.
Yeah, I used to feel really strongly about my opinion on this, but I think basketball has changed so much over this decade that I'm not even positive how you could compare what this Warriors team is versus what I always thought the 86 Celtics were the best team. But the 86 Celtics were built, I always compared it to a hockey team on a power play where you're just trying to get closer and closer to the net and crowd the net. And they were just built around getting layups and the best possible shots. The Warriors are built around that and shooting threes and spacing the floor. And if you took the 86 Celtics and indoctrinated them in that style for 5 years, they all would have been shooting threes, and they probably would have done it better than the Warriors, but I don't know. So I almost have like the before-after with theirs. I think the Warriors are the best team of the math era, but I still think the 86 Celtics were the best start-to-finish season anyone's had. The dark horse for me was the 01 Lakers, the second Lakers team. When Shaq and Kobe, they had won the year before, rocky first few months, and then they figured out whatever they needed to figure out. And Phil Jackson probably sprinkled some Zen fairy dust on them or whatever he did. And they just ripped through the league. And they came very close to going undefeated in the playoffs. So that would be my dark horse.
Mavericks trailed by 11. Barea kicks to Doncic. Back to Barea. It's stolen by Capella. It's Harden with the drive. Kicks it out to Paul. Outside Gordon. Beyond the arc. Powell pulls it in.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Picking back up, Bill, on our discussion of the greatest teams from different eras. What about those Chicago teams with Jordan in the 90s?
You know, the best one was probably the 92 team. But I really do think the league got a little diluted there in the 90s because of expansion. I don't think there was, like, the quote-unquote best Bulls team. I think Jordan was so great, he made it look probably a little easier than it was. But, you know, there's teams, they never really went against a great center other than 95 and 96 against Shaq. And, you know, the NBA pretends this never happened, but the Magic beat them when Michael came back from baseball, and Shaq and Horace Grant destroyed them. They were just too big for them. So, you know, for me, I still think that Shaq-Kobe 01 team was really great. Like, those guys were averaging 30 points a game each that year. And we're just unstoppable. All the role players are really good. They had Big Shot Rob on that team, and Fisher, and Brian Shaw, Rick Fox. Like, that was a really good team. But I still think the 86 Celtics, having 4 Hall of Famers in the front court, DJ, Danny Ainge, the home court advantage, Bird at his peak of his powers, like, I would still say that.
And the Rockets last season, first team to ever shoot more threes, Bill, than twos.
Yeah, is that a good thing?
It's more interesting to watch. Percentages are a little skewed.
Is it more interesting to watch if you're 7 years old or if you love basketball like us? I don't know.
It's
I
fun
still
to
love
call.
the back cut.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the society we're in now, right? Like, people love home runs. They love three-pointers.
Big shots.
I will never in my life get used to watching guys on the 3-and-2 fast break go to the corners versus go to the basket.
And that's what Houston does.
And that's what Houston does, and mathematically it's the right move. But I still kind of like layups sometimes.
You're a traditionalist.
I like to straddle traditionalism versus the new math. I get the new math. I don't understand shooting 45 threes in a game. Just, what is that? It's just a new form of basketball.
It is, yeah. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Gordon kicks to Hayes. Rejected by Randolph.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Porzingis can't hit.
Yeah, kicking himself on that one. That is the shot he wanted.
Well, that's usually money in the bank for that guy. Not sure how he missed that one.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Burke finds Porzingis, and the rebound goes to Nene.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
Paul passes to Gordon. Back to Paul. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Powell. Oh, that's blocked.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done. Well, I'll tell you, he's been a go-to guy for them as they've taken this lead, and he keeps coming.
Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. And no good. And it's Houston the other way. They came away with the victory in the last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
Yeah, that second unit was fantastic in the last meeting. They infused a ton of energy and, somewhat surprisingly, a lot of points production.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play going. To the line for one. The Mavericks shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
I mean, the potential of Kristaps Porzingis, to me, could be terrifying as an opponent. This guy is an incredible big man with the ability to dominate both ends. I cannot wait to see what's next.
Here's Carter Williams. Passes it to Nene. Some solid defense from Randolph. A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for Houston. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, you know, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Rockets here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Well, the assist total is skyrocketing at this point, actively looking to set up their teammates. I'll tell you, love the way they're playing.
Amon Shumpert is out there with Hayes. Then there's Gerald Green. Then there's Nene. And it's Carter Williams in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. A 12-point game. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Shoots over Burke. That one wide left. Mavericks trail by 12. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this, and that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo?
Esports.
No offense to the water polo players,
no.
but come on.
These kids
let's
love
move
it.
with the
They
times.
cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have these kids.
The Mavericks have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. On the wing, Shumpert, headed by Porzingis. Carter Williams with it. The pass to Nene. Over Randolph. The Rockets again can't hit. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Timeout called, the Rockets. So for the Rockets, Hartenstein, he's checked in for Nene, and Kenneth Faried subbed in for Hayes. And then for Dallas, Jackson, he's checked in for Porzingis, and Lee's subbed in for Doncic. Now here's Shumpert, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Faried, and Faried throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Really, that's unacceptable. Patience is paramount when you're trying to cut the lead, and they didn't have it there.
Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. No, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Nowitzki for 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
Boy, you just love Shumpert's pre-shot routine. Gets his feet set, ready to catch and release. Beautiful.
Now here's Nowitzki. Last game he had 12. The leaner falls for him. That was a difficult shot.
Oh, sweet lean in. Just no defense around. Probably could have gone straight up.
Now here's Carter Williams. Burke covering. Offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got 4 assists now tonight. Mavericks trail by 17. Burke finds Nowitzki. Lays it up and banks it in. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Always the size advantage. The great timing as well from Dirk Nowitzki.
Jackson against Shumpert. From deep, Green. No good on that one. And it's Dallas the other way.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
Bill, 1 shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot off. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get off? So he can post the smaller guy up. He can shoot a three. He's got the pull-up hissy jumper, as he calls it. He can go in the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step. And I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one choice.
He'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
Now, really found his stroke here in the second quarter after missing everything in the first.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Talking about last-second shot instincts, Bill, you mentioned LeBron, KD. What about Curry? Where does Curry rank in that conversation?
Curry's good.
Top five?
You can guard Curry in those one-on-one situations with the right people. I'm not saying you're going to stop him, but, you know, you put a taller guy on him. And Curry, to me, Curry is the greatest not in the offense score I've ever seen in my life, where he can get 32 and hit 10 threes and wasn't really involved in the game. Just, you forget about it from one play and all of a sudden he's in the corner and they're setting him up or he's running off the screen. It's a lot, almost like what Reggie Miller and Ray Allen were able to do, where, yeah, you run them off screens and you tire the guys out and you kind of hope the defense forgets they're out there. But he's not a conventional get out of my way guys. I'm going to get to the rim.
Absolutely.
Score like someone like Donovan Mitchell is.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Hartenstein. Gordon comes in for Shumpert. James Harden, he's checked in for Gerald Green. And Paul's subbed in for Carter Williams. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Zinkas, he's checked in for Randolph. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Justin Jackson. Doncic is checked in for Courtney Lee. And Barea subbed in for Burke.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that the three-point shot is a primary weapon.
Now here's Nowitzki. He has 6. Hardaway, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Gordon with no one around. Offline with his 3. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. They trail by 16.
How about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
The 3 from Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 7th assist in the game. Mavericks trail by 16. Barea kicks to Porzingis. Over to the left wing. Out left to the wing. Here's Doncic. Barea, the pass to Nowitzki. Over for Reed. That one off the back iron and out.
Boy, that's just the kind of tight defense you need to play on him. Any kind of room at all, and he'll bury it.
Kicks it out to Gordon. And some nice passing there by Houston. Lock at 6. There's the triple. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
And love how much Doncic believes in himself. It shows when he shoots off the pass like that.
Now here's Paul. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Memphis.
And what a wrecking ball defensively, seen by the 4 steals he had in that game.
And stolen by Gordon. Hey, Bill, thanks for coming by. Fantastic stuff as usual. We really appreciate your time.
I appreciate being on Go Celtics.
You can't root on these, Bill.
I'm absolutely rooting. That's my team.
Doris, always a spirited discussion when Bill's involved. Not afraid to share his personal views.
Yes, Kevin, he has broken the internet once or twice. This guy is no stranger to controversy. But I will say this, he is passionate about the NBA.
Now here's Paul, following the miss by Porzingis. Paul can't get it to go.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
Harden finds Paul. 29 seconds left now here in the second. The fadeaway shot is good off the back rim and in. Paul's got 15.
And guys, when Paul kicks it up a notch, it's thrilling to watch. Always in attack mode. Great at looking for his shot and making the D pay.
Inside, and Fareed throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Barea kicks to Porzingis. Misses the three. And we finished one half of basketball. The Rockets on top, up by 15. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, hot start, cool finish. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter, it died down a little bit. You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
And I'm excited. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Chris Paul has been the story in this one. He ended up with 15 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
What we saw in the first half is what we've seen from Chris Paul pretty much over a decade. He set the tempo, he was aggressive, but he stayed under control. His capacity to produce big numbers and remain that efficient, that's really great.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, you live by the three and you die by the three. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been a clinic by Chris Paul.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Greg, there's no doubt. This guy has been superb at moving the ball and getting all of his guys going on the offensive end.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We now have rules, Doors, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of a shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. They've got Porzingis. J.J. Barea is out there with Doncic. Then there's Nowitzki, and it's Hardaway in at the 3 spot. 2 points, that one goes.
What you love is how complete a player Kristaps Porzingis is. There is a variety of ways with which he can score it.
Harden surveying the D, pass to Fareed. It's rebounded by Dallas. Fast break, Dallas. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Dirk Nowitzki.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Now here's Paul. Another miss by Houston. Pass break Dallas. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
And the dunk by Capella.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Took him no time at all on that one. And it's 13 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Harden with it. He's picked up by Doncic. They get a hand on it. Hardaway with the steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break, looking to get back on track here. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. Fifth best, the Rockets.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
Bounce pass from Paul. Harden has a wide open look. Misses the three.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he is not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
Here's Paul. And that one goes long. Now here's Nowitzki. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. A 12-point game. And the rejection by Harden.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
A three ball. Buries it from three-point range. Harden's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Houston. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
And now a look at Zach Randolph. His last 10 games, he's right around 13 points a night, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Monday, they'll start out on the road and play the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And for that game against the Spurs, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Harden the pass to Tucker. He can't get it to go. And it's Dallas the other way. Powell dishes to Lee. Dallas no good that time either. Rockets leading by 15. To the paint, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Powell finds Jackson. Basket good.
Boy, nice feed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Harden the pass to Shumpert. Over Lee. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Jackson passes to Randall. Now Harden. 17 points in the game. Out to the wing. Here's Tucker. Another miss by Houston. Mavericks trail by 13. Lee outside. Pass to Burke. It's tipped. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
So a moment now to see the story on James Harden. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. 6th in scoring and such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. And Shumpert kicks to Harden. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Harden's got 9 points now in just the second half. Now, here's Burke. Defense is right there. Count it.
He might not elevate like some of the other guys on the court, but as we've learned, Randolph knows how to get the ball in the basket.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
I think when you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, it's not hard to think about the ownership. Driven, intelligent, committed, and the team has embodied those traits.
Checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Shumpert. Measury, he's checked in for Dallas. Hardaway comes in for Jackson. And so here is Houston. They led by as many as 18 points. Harden outside. He kicks it to Tucker. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Tucker's got 5. And even though the Mavericks had a couple of bad years in a row, this franchise remains rock solid.
Well, think about they've had consistency from the top down. It's a pioneering organization that's always looking at the next innovation. And remember, they have a very strong fan base.
Here is Harden. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. And here is Measury. That's a 2 from Lee. Nene pulls it in. Nene's got his 5th rebound in this one. Green against Hardaway. Green kicks to Gordon. Down low, Nene. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. 2 on the clock. The 3 from Harden. And no good that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Hardaway, that's a 2-pointer. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Hardaway has got 6 points in the quarter.
How about the timing from Hardaway Jr., looking very comfortable taking shots after catching the pass.
Harden outside to the inside. Powell with the steal. Now the dish to Burke. Rockets with the rebound. Nene's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Harden outside. There's 1:40 left in the third. On the wing, Green. Shot clock at 6. Another miss by Houston. And it's Burke with the ball for the Mavericks. Trailing by 13. Here's Powell. Banked in off the glass. He has 7.
You love how Powell goes to work on the block, muscles his way to establish himself and deliver.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Clint. Capella, he's checked in for Nene.
Clint Capella.
And stolen by Burke. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Rockets.
And they're getting them up from beyond the arc, shooting a solid percentage from out there. So thus far, it hadn't been a problem.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
You see, to me, guys, for Tim Hardaway Jr., there's still another level for him to reach. He has proven that he can be a big-time scorer. To me now, it's about consistency and doing it night after night after night.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Rockets. Hardaway hits them both. 1:07 left to play in the third. Gordon kicks to Green. Passes to Tucker. 4 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot. And the dunk by Capella. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
You know, that an area where Tucker continues to improve, making the extra pass.
Now, here's Burke, defended by Paul.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
You know, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
And you gotta love how Paul sees the whole court so well. Maybe the best quality for a point guard to have.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Now here's Gordon. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. The pass to Paul over Burke. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets lead by 13. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Clint Capella is out there with Kenneth Faried. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
And J.J. Barea, the bucket on the assist by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Paul kicks to Faried. Paul passes to Gordon. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Rockets lead by 16.
Another triple. And that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent. Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
You know, Doris, certain guards just have a knack for scoring in the post. When you think of that list, I'm sure there are a couple right at the top that come to mind.
Yeah, well, who don't you want to deal with in the low post out of the guard position? I'll give you one. Dwayne Wade. If he's on the post with a back-down dribble that he can use to his advantage, turn the lights out. Here's another guy. Sean Livingston. Unbelievable length, plays at his own pace. Both guys are nightmares in the post. Good luck checking either one.
And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Rockets making a switch here. Shumpert's checked in.
Iman Shumpert.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Dallas moving it around. And Capella sends it back.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
To the inside. And the dunk by Capella.
On the screen and roll there, that's just vintage CP3. Really unparalleled instincts and timing.
Barea finds Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 6 assists now in the game.
Well, I think the best part of his tremendous three-point ability as a big man is just how much it stretches the defense.
The shot's good from Paul.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Barea. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And this is what you have to love about J.J. Barea. Just absolutely fearless and always plays 100% out. That's nice.
He's off on the first. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Then for the Mavericks, Mike Powell comes in for Measure. And Zach Randolph is subbed in for Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, how about the guy, undrafted, undersized guard out of Puerto Rico? What a career J.J. Barea has made for himself.
Now here's Gordon. Kicks it to Capella. Knocked away. Doncic with the steal. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
In Europe, Doncic spent a lot of time as a primary ball handler. You see the craftiness there in terms of drawing fouls.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
Now, here's Capella. Ball for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Randolph's got his 5th rebound in this one.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no 3s since then.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Tucker dishes to Capella. The teardrop falls in. Capella's got 4 this quarter.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Rockets leading by 15. Paul outside. Pass to Gordon. Barea against Paul. Rocket 6. Back to Capella. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. To the paint. Here's Doncic. Randolph passes to Barea. Randolph kicks to Doncic. He dishes it to Powell. Just 5 to shoot from downtown. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Oh, Fareed in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, though, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Now here's Powell. Here's Randolph. And that one hits back iron. Paul against Barea. Here's Paul. to the middle. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. The shot's good. Capella's got 6 here in this quarter.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Now Gordon. Zach Randolph missing on the 3. Gordon finds Paul. In the corner, it's Gordon. Takes the 3. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Doncic. Sinks the three-pointer.
He's been heating it up since the break, getting some excellent looks right now.
Houston leading by 16. To the paint. Paul passes to Capella.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. And the Mavericks call time here.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Clint Capella.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He'd never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Zach Randolph. Harden dishes to Tucker. Back to Harden. From past the arc. Randolph grabs the board. Randolph's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The 11-footer. Here's Hardaway. A beautiful reverse layup. Hardaway has got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, I think Hardaway Jr. has the kind of athleticism that allows him to be a contributor on the backboards.
Here's Harden. Got a hand on it, and he recovers it. To the inside, and the dunk by Capella.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest 5s in the NBA.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Houston leading by 16. There's 1:38 left to play in the final quarter. Hardaway against Harden. Capella trying to free himself up. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Houston.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Clint Capella.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Hayes the pass to Hartenstein. Up and in on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 18.
Guys, it's over. I think we can say that now with certainty.
Turn off the lights and lock the door.
It's stolen. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Jumps up. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
Now here's Green. Pass to Hayes. On the wing, Shumpert. Pocket 4. A floater, and he lays it up and in.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Carter Williams kicks to Shumpert. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. First big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I don't know. It was just our defense. Obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.